What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jacob, PickManagement, here with betting royalty, the Prince of Picks, Payam, off another stellar week. 22-9 for my boy, unbelievable. 3-0 last night to finish the week off. He is just on fire. Not to mention my little 5-1. Just throw that in there. But Payam, you have been nailing it not only in the NBA but in your AFCON and Asia Cup bonus betting the pitch episodes. If you guys have not checked those out, you need to. He's been predicting upsets, nailing favorites. I think he maybe even a correct score or two in there. Just been fucking killing it in everything. So he has been having a positive week. I don't know if you guys have noticed, like every day he's got a fresh new jersey on, a fitted chain, new background. He's got a new stand for his camera. He's been killing it. Payam, I will stop, boosting you up. I'll let you do it yourself. Tell the people how much you've been killing it this week.
Yeah, dude. Like you said, I've been straight on fire this week. 13-2 in my last 3 days in the NBA. Like you said, 22-9 for the week. 3-0 last night. And then also been predicting some upsets in both the African Cup of Nations and the Asian Cup. And then this morning, hit on Australia. We had that Australia -2. They ended up winning by 4. And right now we got a game going on as we're recording this. Tajikistan is taking on United Arab Emirates, and I got Tajikistan here to advance from this round at plus 180, and they're up 1-0 right now. So everything's looking good for me right now on both the basketball and soccer fronts. I got a few bets tonight, as a light slate of games. Happy NFL conference championship day, so not too many NBA games tonight, but. I got a few I'm really, really excited to get into, and yeah, man, I'm trying to keep this win streak going. Let's go 6-0.
Now I gotta ask you, do you think Tajikistan gets 2 goals in the game? It's 1-0, 47 minutes live. Do you think they get 2?
Based
Or
on
the
what I've been,
game
yeah,
total, maybe not
yeah.
just Tajikistan, but game total. You think we hit 2?
I've seen both teams have some chances offensively, so it's been a little bit back and forth. I could potentially see another goal in this game. Yeah, hard to say who's going to score, but it hasn't been a stale game. It's been pretty entertaining back and forth. So yeah, I would say there's an opportunity here for a second goal. But I do like Tajikistan to advance. That's what I placed my few unit wager on. So that's what I'm really hoping for.
Awesome. So I am going to live bet that right now. I'm going to
Yep.
take Tajikistan minus 136, and I'm going to jump on the over 2 in this game. So you guys are going to have to give me a second because
And
I
not
am
to mention,
better,
and a little,
and I
yeah.
don't
Sorry.
stop betting.
No, just a little bonus information here. The UAE goalkeeper, he just hit his head into the post. And they were checking him for a concussion. He said he's okay, but looking at him, I'm not so sure. So that might be something to pay attention to. They made it to make a sub for the goalkeeper here for the UAE. So that's more of a reason to take Tajikistan here.
Well, UAE is about to take a corner, and yeah, hopefully this bet goes through. I'm waiting for it to process. But we're going to jump into these NBA best bets for tonight. We have quite a few things going on for such a light slate. I'm going to let Payam jump into it first and give the best bets. We know you guys are all, amped for NFL conference championships. So I will tell you, if you join the PickManagement Discord server, I will have a sweetheart teaser in there for you. 13-point sweetheart teaser, pays out minus 140. We're going to hit every single side. Last week, I gave it out in the Discord channel, and I played every which way of it. I had the plus 13 on both sides, totals, overs, unders, smashed all of them. I have hit 6 sweetheart teasers in a row, currently 55-7 for the month of January in the NFL. So make sure you hit up that Discord server for more NFL best bets from me, from guys like Payam. I'll try and get Ash to give some out too, but there are plenty of talented bettors in there you're going to want to join. But for now, we're going to get back to the NBA because this is the NBA Betting Insiders, and we have Payam, who's off a 22-9 week. So Payam, hit the people with your best bets and let them know what you're on for this late Sunday slate.
Yes, sir. All right, so first up, we're going to go to a 6 p.m. Eastern tip where the Toronto Raptors are going to go to Atlanta to take on the Hawks. Since the OG Anunoby trade, the Raptors have allowed an average of 128 points per game on the road. This team has taken a massive dip defensively since Anunoby has gotten traded over to the Knicks. They brought back Emmanuel Quickly and RJ Barrett. Neither one of them are defenders. And it shows. This Raptors team is really, really struggling defensively, specifically on the road. Meanwhile, the Atlanta Hawks have given up an average of 123 points per game in their last 10 home games. So again, another bad defensive team. Even at home, they're still giving up tons of points. So for that reason, I am going to be on the game total over 237 at minus 110. I don't think either defense is going to be able to stop the other one. So I expect a lot of points in this one. Do you have anything for this game? You're on mute.
Sorry, what was your total? 237?
Yep.
Okay, it's currently 242.5.
Oh, wow.
So it has gone up since you've done your research.
Okay.
I was actually looking at the total over here as well. I bought it down to 240 at minus 150. So that's what I'm going to be on here is the over 240 for minus 150. If you could get the 237 somewhere available, I would say take that. I don't know if it's still available. Payam jumps on lines early, so he is lucky enough to get that stuff. A lesson in betting: sometimes don't wait for the show. Sometimes there's lines you need to jump on immediately because you know they're going to go up. So do like Payam does and make sure to do your research early. And if you got something you like, don't wait for us. Jump on it. You can always DM me at PickManagement, Payam at Prince to Picks. We always answer questions. So if you're worried about a bet and you're worried about the odds changing before the show, hit us up. We'll let you know. But I am going to be on that 240 for all the same reasons you just said. You've seen the Toronto go 14-8 on the road to the over. Hawks 13-8 to the over at home. That's basically it. These two teams like to run, not much defense. We see the Hawks always put up a lot of points and let up a lot of points. So let's go with that over.
Yep, love it. All right. Next up, we're going to go to another 6 p.m. Eastern tip-off where the Phoenix Suns are going to be taking on the Orlando Magic. Orlando, they have held their opponents under 113 points in 8 of their last 10 games. Meanwhile, the Suns are 3-3 on the money line this season versus top 5 defenses in the league, which Orlando is. Nurkic and Beal are both questionable for this game. So for those reasons, I think this young athletic Orlando defense is going to cause some problems for the Suns here, especially with Orlando being at home. I'm on Orlando here. I like Orlando plus 1.5. I'm going to take that at minus 110 value. I think Orlando is a live dog here. And especially with Beal and Nurkic being questionable, that just really seals the deal for me for Orlando. But even if they both play, I still like the Magic in this spot. I just think they're a really elite defensive team, and especially at home, I think they can absolutely slow down this Phoenix Suns juggernaut of an offensive team. So that's going to be my play. Do you have anything?
Yeah, so Phoenix back on my no bet list. I swear I'm a mush for that team. It is like anytime I bet Phoenix, they just lose, and I can't stay. I lost to the Pacers without fucking TJ Halliburton. Couldn't believe it. They lose by like 2. Just to mess with me. I swear.
And they were winning the whole game. That's the worst part. They were winning the entire game.
Hey, at least they covered their team total, so I broke even on that. But, I don't have a play so much on the game itself just because I'm off of Phoenix when they're on the road right now. But I do like Durant over 4.5 assists here. Without Booker and Beal, with Booker and Beal, we've seen his assists go up. But with Booker and without Beal, we've seen Durant's totals of assists average from 5 to 6 in games. So we've seen an average increase of 1 assist per game without Beal. And since we do think one of them will not be playing tonight, you can expect to see Durant take more control over like ball control and be feeding the rock to more guys. And at 4.5 assists, I think he can easily surpass that. It's only at minus like 120, I believe. So that is the only thing I would be on for this game.
Okay, cool. Good enough. And then finally, we're going to go to the 9 p.m. Eastern tip where the Chicago Bulls are going to head over to Portland and take on the Trailblazers. Some details for this one. Both teams are currently 3-3 in their last 6. The Bulls, however, they are 67% ATS with a rest advantage. Meanwhile, the Blazers are just 30% ATS with a rest disadvantage. The Bulls coming off of their last game, I believe, was Thursday. Portland played on Friday, so they do have a rest advantage here. Bulls are also 75% ATS when they have 2 days off. and they had played just 2 games in the last 6 days. Meanwhile, Portland has played 5 games in 7 days. So I think the Bulls are a more rested team here. Not only that, but I also think the Bulls are a better team here. I still think Portland is one of the worst teams in the league. So I'm going to take the Bulls here, -5.5. I bought it down from what it was at last night. It was at -6.5. So I'm going to buy it down to -5.5 at -125. I think the Bulls can win this by 2+ possessions here. So that's going to be my best bet for that one. What did you have?
Awesome. Yeah, so I have a couple things. I'm sorry, you were on the Chicago game, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so Chicago. Yeah, I'm sorry, my brain fart.
You're good.
I was pulling up the play. So yeah, Chicago. I don't like too much in this game. I am gonna be on the Bulls first half over 55. Just because of Portland's poor defense. I don't think I can count on the Bulls for a full game. They're just not there. But I think fresh in the beginning of the game at 55, it's kind of a low first half total. I don't have their first half stats here, but I have Chicago projected at like 116 points for this game. And we've seen them put up some, serious points the last 2 games. 132 versus the Lakers, 113 versus Phoenix, 125 versus Memphis, 116 versus Toronto. And Portland has been giving up some serious points. 131, 116, 111, 134, 115. So this is screaming in a first half over here. If you do some simple math, that means only 110 for the game, which is lower than my projection. So I do like the Bulls over 55 for the first half. Did you have anything else?
No, that's going to do it for me.
All right. And what was your Bulls Portland play?
Bulls -5.5.
Okay, that's what. Yeah, Bulls -5.5. So to review, Payam is on Toronto over 237.5. If you can still find it. If not, do you say take the 240?
I'll take the 240. Yeah.
Okay, so and if you can't find 237, which probably isn't available, you may have to find like a betting exchange to get something like that. But get the over 240, he'll still ride. Orlando Magic +1.5 versus the Suns on the road, and the Bulls -5.5 versus the bum ass Portland Trailblazers on the road. I do have a couple more plays. We are going to try and get this podcast out ASAP, so these are still going to be live for you. If not, I will make sure these are on the socials, so you guys will get them pregame. But I do have a couple plays that I want to give out for the Thunder versus Pistons. I really like OKC team total over 125.5 here. We've just been seeing Detroit just be bad, like real bad. Losers of 4 out of their last 5. Just lost to Washington last night. They lost at home, so they are playing at home again. But a bad loss to a bad Washington team cannot be good for team morale. Yes, they beat Charlotte. They beat them by 7 points at home. It wasn't some big blowout. And then before that, they lost to Milwaukee twice, giving up 122 and 141, and Minnesota giving up 124. So we see them give up a lot of points to good teams when they lose. And Detroit at home off of back-to-back, not very good, just 3-4 off of on a back-to-back, while the OKC Thunder are 25-12-1 off of day of rest. So when they are rested, we see them really take it. 2 teams are also 20-9 as a favorite. And we've seen the over hit in 13 out of their 23 road games. And we've seen the over hit in 5 out of 7 games for Detroit on back-to-back. So, like I said, we have seen Detroit give up a lot of points to good teams when they lose. And we also see them give up a lot of points on back-to-backs. So 2 things colliding here for us. Screams OKC team total over here for me. And I also like OKC -10. Line is currently at 12.5. I bought it down to -10 at -150. I get it's a little juicy, but Payam, what do they say?
The juice is worth the squeeze.
So sweet to my ears. So good. So yes, the juice is worth the squeeze because we're going to cash this play. OKC -10 and their team total over 125.5. And then I have one more play for the 3:30 tip. Grizzlies versus Pacers. 2 teams that are not very good. I don't get what the deal is with Memphis. I really thought that they would start to put some shit together with Ja coming back, but we are just not seeing it. Right now on the injury report, Ja, when does he come? Is he back? Right?
No, he's done.
No,
he's out for the season.
Not for the season, right?
Dunzo, yep.
Okay, yeah. So I thought we were going to see the Grizzlies start to come together, and as soon as he went out, they fell apart again. I hadn't checked on what his full injury status was. I just knew he was out.
They have a paragraph of injuries on the.
I'm looking at the team injury report, and it is literally an entire page. Let me read this to you. Brandon Clark out. Steven Adams out. Derrick Rose out. Luke Kennard out. Desmond Bain out. Jake LaRavia, whoever that is, out. Marcus Smart out. John Morant out. Crazy. Yeah. Who is on this team right now? Can I get a tryout?
Yeah, I mean, for real.
We go to the Grizzlies tryout.
Let's go. Let's go to Memphis.
You got an open run.
Yeah.
I write for Ball is Life. I'm a basketball writer. I can play. You know what I mean? I always said I could be a coach, but maybe it's time for me to be a player.
Spot me up. I'll be the Luke Kennard of the team. Give me the open three.
You know, I'm not much of a shooter, but I'm a great defender. You know what I mean?
There you go. So there you go. We give you two different aspects here.
Right, and that's what. Listen. And in this game versus the Pacers, Memphis is going to need a new defender, even without Therese Halliburton. We've seen the Pacers put up some points, just beat Phoenix 133-131. They beat up Philly 134-122. Before that, they lost to Denver, lost to Phoenix, lost to Portland. But those two wins that they just have got to be good for confidence, especially without Therese Halliburton. Now they're at home, off a day rest, versus a bad Memphis team who is playing like serious G League players right now. And because of that, we've seen the Pacers go 17-7 at home to the over. We've also seen them hit the over in 23 out of their 38 games after a day off. So a lot of things leaning in our favor for an over here. So I am going to be on Memphis in the over 227. I had got this before the line went up a little bit. I would still buy it down to the 227. My number has it at 226. So we are just going to get over that hump. But yeah, like I said, I always play my number and my projections, and mine is at 227. So I'm on 227. But that's going to do it. To review, I'm on OKC team total over 125.5. OKC minus 10. Indy versus Memphis over 227. Bulls first half over 55. Kevin Durant over 4.5 assists. And Toronto Atlanta over 240 for minus 150. Payam is on Toronto, Atlanta over 237.5 or 240, whatever the lowest number is that you can get. He's also on Orlando Magic plus 1.5 and the Bulls minus 5.5 versus the Portland Trailblazers. Payam, why don't you let the people know where they can find you?
Yes, of course. You guys can follow me on TikTok and X at Prince of Picks 10.
Awesome. I am Jacob at PickManagement. I got a whole list of places you can now find me. You can always find me here 7 days a week, NBA Betting Insiders, twice a week with me, and Soccer Ash. He is back, and we had an episode last night that was fire. We are already cashing a bunch of plays from our soccer show. I'm also on multiple times a week with on Driving the Line with Jonathan Coachman and Alan Bell. It's a big-time show. And now you'll find me on Ball is Life and Ball is Life Bets. I'll be doing their podcast, and I'll be having an article there 6 days a week. So you'll be able to find lots of great stuff from me there, covering all sorts of betting, not just basketball. But I am all over the place. We are trying to grow an empire here at PickManagement Podcast Network. But this has been the NBA Betting Insiders. I'm Jacob at PickManagement, and we will see you later.
It's all mathematics. Mighty most definitely. It's simple mathematics.